Spice cake recipe. Check out these 4 recipes. Recipe 1. Spice cake. Ingredients: 2½ cups all-purpose flour, 315 grams. 1½ cups dark brown sugar, firmly packed, 300 grams. 1½ cups granulated sugar, 100 grams. 1½ teaspoons baking soda. 1½ teaspoons baking soda. 1 teaspoon baking powder. 1 teaspoon salt. 2½ teaspoons ground cinnamon. 1½ teaspoons ground ginger. 3/4 teaspoons ground allspice. 1/2 teaspoon ground cloves. 1/4 teaspoon ground nutmeg. 1 cup canola or vegetable oil, 235 milliliters. 1/2 cup unsalted butter, melted. 113 grams. 4 large eggs, room temperature preferred. 1 tablespoon vanilla extract. 1/4 cup buttermilk, 60 milliliters. Cream cheese frosting. 8 ounces cream cheese, softened, 225 grams. 1½ cups unsalted butter, softened, 113 grams. 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. 1½ teaspoons salt. 3½ cups powdered sugar, 440 grams. Instructions. Spice cake. 1. Preheat oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius, and grease and flour a 9x13 baking dish, or spray with baking spray. Set aside. 2. In a large bowl, whisk together flour, sugars, granulated and brown, baking powder, baking soda, salt, and spices, cinnamon, ginger, allspice, cloves, and nutmeg. 3. Add canola oil and melted butter and stir well. The batter will be pretty thick at this point. That is okay, but using an electric or stand mixer will make it easier to combine everything. 4. Add eggs, one at a time, stirring well after each addition. 5. Add vanilla extract and buttermilk and stir until ingredients are well combined. 6. Pour batter into prepared baking dish and bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius for 40 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean or with a few moist crumbs. 7. Allow to cool completely before topping with cream cheese frosting. Cream cheese frosting. 1. Combine cream cheese and butter in the bowl of a stand mixer or in a large bowl, and use an electric mixer to beat until creamy and well combined. Stir in salt and vanilla extract. 2. Gradually, with mixer on low speed, stir in powdered sugar until completely combined. 3. Spread evenly over cooled spice cake. Recipe 2. Pumpkin spice bundt cake. Ingredients: for the cake, 1 cup brown sugar, 1 cup sugar, 1 cup canola oil, 1 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, 4 eggs, 2 cups flour, 2 teaspoons baking soda, 2 teaspoons cinnamon, 1 teaspoon nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon ginger, 1/2 teaspoon ground cloves, 1/2 teaspoon salt. For the glaze, 1 cup powdered sugar, 1/2 teaspoon maple extract, 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon, pinch of salt, 1 tablespoon milk, fall sprinkles. Instructions. 1. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Spray a 12-cup bundt pan with non-stick spray. 2. Beat together the sugars and oil. Add the pumpkin, vanilla, and eggs and beat until mixed together. 3. Stir together the flour, baking soda, spices, and salt. Slowly add the flour mixture to the pumpkin mixture. Beat until everything is incorporated. Do not overbeat the batter. 4. Pour the batter into the prepared pan and bake for 50 minutes, or until a knife inserted in the center comes out with a few crumbs on it. 5. Remove the cake from the oven and let it cool in the pan for 10 to 15 minutes. Place a plate on top and flip the cake over quickly. Remove the pan and place another plate on top of the cake and flip it back over again. Let it cool completely. 6. Stir together the glaze ingredients and drizzle it over the top of the cake. Add sprinkles if desired and let set. 7. Store the cake in a tightly sealed container on your counter for a few days. Recipe 3. Recipe 3. Apple spice cake with caramel icing recipe. Ingredients. Cake ingredients. 3 cups cake flour, sifted and then measured. 1 cup sugar. 2 teaspoons baking powder. 1.5 teaspoons cinnamon. 3/4 teaspoons ground nutmeg. 1/2 teaspoon salt. 1 cup dark brown sugar. 10 tablespoons unsalted butter, room temperature. 1 cup buttermilk, room temperature. 3 cups diced apples. 1/2 cup applesauce, unsweetened. 3 eggs, room temperature. Caramel icing ingredients. 1/2 cup butter. 1 cup brown sugar, firmly packed. 1/4 cup milk, any variety. 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. 2 cups powdered sugar, sifted. Caramel frosting equals caramel icing ingredients plus 1 1/4 cups powdered sugar, sifted. Instructions. 1. Preheat oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Grease and flour 2 8 or 9 inch round pans or 1 9 by 13 inch pan. 2. Sift the cake flour and then measure out 3 cups into a large mixing bowl. 3. Add the white sugar, baking powder, cinnamon, nutmeg, and salt to the sifted flour and whisk together to combine. 4. In the bowl of an electric mixer, combine brown sugar, butter, applesauce, and buttermilk. Beat for 2 minutes. 5. Add the eggs and vanilla and beat 2 more minutes. 6. With the electric mixer on low, gradually add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients. Continue mixing until the batter is smooth. 7. Fold the apples into the batter. 8. Pour the cake batter into the prepared pans. Bake 25 to 30 minutes for round pans or 30 to 40 minutes in a 9 by 13 inch pan, or until the cake tests done. 9. Allow round pans to cool at least 15 minutes. Run a knife around the perimeter of the pans and turn onto a cooling rack. Cool completely. Caramel icing. In a medium saucepan, melt the butter. Add brown sugar and bring to a boil. Boil for exactly 2 minutes, stirring continuously. Add the milk and bring back to boiling. As soon as it has reached the boiling state, remove it from the heat. Add the powdered sugar and vanilla. Spread icing on cooled cake. Caramel frosting. 1. Prepare the caramel icing as instructed above and allow it to cool. Add the icing to the bowl of an electric mixer and add 1 1/4 cups powdered sugar, or enough to get a spreading consistency. Add additional milk if frosting becomes too thick. Frost the cooled cake or store covered in the refrigerator until needed. 2. The cake can be stored at room temperature for up to 3 days. Recipe 4. Spice Cake Roll. Ingredients: 5 eggs, separated, 1/3 of a cup sugar plus 1/4 cup of sugar, 2/3 of a cup cake flour, 1 tablespoon brown sugar, 1 teaspoon brown sugar, 1 teaspoon Private Selection cinnamon, half a teaspoon Private Selection ginger, half a teaspoon Private Selection nutmeg, 1/8 of a teaspoon Private Selection ground clove, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 3 tablespoons melted butter, powdered sugar, 1 cup salted butter, 3 cups powdered sugar, 2 to 3 tablespoons Private Selection bourbon barreled maple syrup, 1 tablespoon heavy cream. Instructions: 1. Preheat oven to 375 degrees. Spray a jelly roll pan with non-stick spray. Top pan with parchment paper and spray paper with non-stick spray. Set aside. 2. In a bowl, whisk egg yolks until thick and golden in color. Gradually add in 1/3 of a cup of sugar. 3. In the bowl of a mixer, beat egg whites with the whisk attachment until semi-soft peaks begin to form. Gradually whisk in 1/4 cup of the remaining sugar and continue beating until stiff peaks finally form. Remove and carefully fold in yolk mixture. 4. Combine dry ingredients. Fold dry ingredients followed by melted butter. 5. Pour batter into prepared pan. Bake cake for 12 minutes or until cake gently springs back when touched. After removing cake from the oven, immediately sprinkle with powdered sugar. Carefully turn the cake out onto a clean towel that has been dusted with powdered sugar. Remove parchment paper. Roll cake with towel, starting with the short end. Let cake cool completely. 6. While cake is cooling, prepare the filling. In the bowl of a mixer, cream butter until light and fluffy. Slowly beat in powdered sugar 1 cup at a time. Add maple syrup and heavy cream. Mix just until buttercream is smooth. You may need to add in more liquid if buttercream is not smooth and creamy enough to spread. Slowly unroll cake. Spread buttercream over the entire cake. Carefully re-roll cake and place on a serving plate, seam side down. Trim ends if desired.